Yeah.
Did you see any tensions between having the same system or?
No, but I think we need to use it differently. I mean, the view we've come to is that it's straightforward to a degree to measure academic performance, because there are certain things. I mean, different academics do different things clearly, but whether it's student experience or research, I guess you wouldn't be an academic member of staff unless you were doing something with student experience or doing something with research, and so you can use indicators to measure those. It's not easy, but you can do it. I think it's much easier with a diverse range of, say, professional roles. It's quite hard to get that sort of coherence across the piece. So I think probably the way forward is to do with developing smart objectives, continuing monitoring. Bristol have actually done some really. I didn't talk much about the Bristol performance for all system. I don't know whether people know about that, but Bristol and other universities have been developing system for performance for all. It became a bit late for us because we were already involved in this, but we are involved as sort of associate partners or whatever it is. But that, I think, for a professional staff, I think it is about having good objectives that are aligned to the strategic aims or the aims of the business unit, and making sure that you have a sort of continuous monitoring system of those objectives. So we plan to do some work around that next year. But it is more difficult to develop KPIs around that. So it's the same form, but just used in different ways.
Thank you. Thanks, Clive.
David, that was really fascinating. Thank you for that. I mean, I think what I really picked up from there was the way you're able, and it's echoing a bit what Terry was saying, is the way you align management information, and you can get much more objective measures, which are valuable for both sides, for both managers and those who are being reviewed. Could you say a little bit more about the last bullet point, which was about the enhancing the career pathway,
yeah, okay.
What you're doing there?
Well, there's a number of universities that have done this, and we're not unique in this, but we've tried to sort of look at what an academic, what is the job of an academic in the world which we all find ourselves in, and we've looked at, so we've got, and we've separated into a number of strands, so that we have teaching, scholarship, research, innovation, engagement, management, and we've tried to sort of develop them into a scheme in which you can, in partnership with your head of college or your line manager, is to look at how your career might develop along those strands. Where are you strong? Where's your expertise? Let's develop those parts of the academic role that are strong. So, for example, rather than having academics who are doing teaching, research, and administration, which is the classic division, why not have academics who focus on research, other academics that focus on the student's experience, other academics that focus on innovation and engagement, other academics that focus on leadership? Why not have those? Why do we have to have this? So that's what it's aimed at. It's very crudely.
Good. Last question. Yes, please, Andrew.
Firstly, apologies for walking in.
Not at all.
I apologise. Actually, I think this is music to my ears. I think it's fantastic, really interesting. I really do, because I think it's been a gap that was, to me as an outsider, was really important to begin to fill. I think it's great. I sort of ask you a sort of question about where you go from here in terms of, you're obviously doing all sorts of really supportive things to help people to perform. And I think the link with KPIs is excellent, because I guess from that you would hope that actually it would lift performance overall in relation to performance against the plan. What I'm just interested to know is what you're thinking in terms of individuals who, despite all the support, all the coaching and all the encouragement, actually fail to perform against the objectives that you believe are critical to further the interests of Swansea. How are you going to deal with that?
Two ways, I think. One is you look at it. We've taken a positive approach. So you look at what their strengths are. I mean, I don't believe there's anybody who wants to do a job badly. I honestly, I suppose I'm an optimist, but I don't believe anybody wants to do a bad job. Nobody goes to work to do a bad job. So if you can show them and be honest with them about what their strengths and their weaknesses are, you can help them develop their weaknesses, and you can help them build on their strengths. So I very much hope, in conjunction with the new career pathway, which I talked about a couple of minutes ago, you would hope that the people who are strong on student experience would move their career in that direction. The people who are strong on research would move in that direction. And people who perhaps have other strengths, perhaps in terms of leadership or management, might move in that direction. Clearly there are some people where nothing works. Then you have to have the challenging conversation. And you have that initially in a supportive way, but ultimately there has to be a process in which you would go through. We have a conduct and capability policy, and then ultimately you would resort to that. But I honestly don't think that's. I think that's almost a last resort. But I think it's about honest conversations, and I think it's about the leadership capability of line managers to have that conversation, because people are afraid, particularly with academics. I mean, what do academics do? They challenge others. So if I'm a line manager of you and we're both academics, I would say to you, well, I don't think your research is perhaps as good as it might be, and these are the indicators. And you would come back with a million arguments about why it is. So having that conversation is difficult and it's challenging, and it's no surprise that a line manager avoid it. But we can't have that. We have to have honesty in a discussion, and I think we have to train people to be honest, but honest not in a direct and negatively critical way, but in a positive and engaging way. And I think that's where the leadership gap is, in my view.
Well, David, thank you very much indeed.